like this. What is up, everybody? Welcome back. I have not done mail time, or I guess zine time, in a while, and I've got some stuff that I'm really excited about. One thing that I knew was coming, and another couple things I know who they're from. I'm excited to share those with you today. I want to make a couple comments on some things about the show of recent. First thing is photo assignments. Now, we have not done photo assignments in a long time, and this is my fault because I needed to kind of stop doing those a while and take a break to get some other things in play, and I'm really wanting to make those even better than they were. And a lot of people have been leaving comments or contacting me saying, oh, it's a shame you let that die, and now this is over. It's not been abandoned and hasn't died. We're on a little bit of hiatus, and so be patient with me just a little while longer because I promise it'll be worth the wait. These will be fun. We're going to get back into it. They are not over with. The second thing I want to mention is something that's coming up this week that I'm super excited about. I'm going to be doing some traveling, and I'm going to be going back to Arizona. I was there in December, but I'm headed back there later this week. I'm going to be going to Flagstaff. I'm going back to Hidden Light, which was the studio that did the print of mine, and I did some videos while I was there. And every year they do this photography review, and so basically it's open for people who want to come show their work. There's a review panel, and you kind of spend 25 minutes with each person on the panel. You get to move around. There's a little bit of a competition involved, and so it's really pretty cool. And I am one of the reviewers this year, and I'm really excited about that. And just to tell you who else is going to be there, it's going to be myself, a gentleman named Richard Jackson, who I've worked with before. He was in David Brookover's video. I also saw him last December. Richard, when I saw he was on here, I was really excited. He is one of my favorite people. He is a printer. He is probably one of the most talented people I have ever met in that side of the business. He has worked with everyone, Steve McCurry, obviously David Brookover. I mean, pretty much every photographer in this industry since probably the 1980s, he's probably worked with. He also did a lot of work with Arizona Highways, and he has an amazing resume. And he's a really nice guy, and I'm hoping to get to talk to him and maybe do something with him on the show too. The other reviewers are going to be Eric O'Neill, who I have never met, but he is an NAU professor and a professional photographer who lives in Flagstaff. And also a gentleman named Alan Peterson, who is the curator at the Museum of Northern Arizona. And so I'm really excited about this. I think there are 2 slots still open. So if you are interested in having your work reviewed, you do have to show up in person. And this is in Flagstaff, Arizona. It's not a bad place to spend a weekend. It is absolutely gorgeous, but I will put a link in the description, so check that out. Another thing that I want to mention, my friend Kevin Raber, who runs the website Luminous Landscape, many of you are probably familiar with. We met for the first time in Vegas a couple weeks ago. We've kept up ever since. We've been on the phone a few times. We've been texting and emailing, and I really think the world of Kevin. I think he does some outstanding work over there. And yesterday, I guess it was, he published a video interview that he did with Dr. Andreas Kaufmann. And if you're not familiar with Dr. Kaufmann, he was one of the individuals he was the individual who's largely responsible for the success that Leica has had over the last 18 years or so. He came on board with that company in 2004, and he has a whole series that he's doing inside Leica, and it's very fascinating. And if you guys would like to check that out, typically Luminous Landscape is behind a paywall. It's $12 a year. It's not very expensive, but if you've ever wanted to check something out, this is an example of content that they're doing that is not behind the paywall, so you can kind of get a feel for what it is they're doing over there. And it's a really fantastic interview. Highly recommended. I'll link that up in the show description below. But now it's time for some mail. Okay, this first book is one that I was expecting. This is Mukono, which is a monograph by Bastiaan Woudt. And Bastiaan, I first became aware of his work last year when he sent me this book, which is called In Morocco, which is a collection of work that he did in North Africa, which is just, it's absolutely gorgeous. And I was really blown away when he sent this to me. And I mean, he's a fabulous photographer. Anyway, I follow him on Instagram, and I'll put a link to his account and his YouTube channel as well. Anyway, I've been following him a lot recently, and he's been publishing a lot of stories on the publishing of this book, so I'm kind of sitting here frothing at the mouth, and then he told me he was going to send it, and so I've been super excited. And this is a really interesting book. This was done in Mukono, which is a small town in Uganda, and he was sent there on assignment to do a project on water resources. And while he was there, he merged that in with a personal project of works, and actually both are represented in this book. And I think Bastiaan is a brilliant photographer, and what I like the most about his work, I think aesthetically, his black and white images have this wonderful wonderful dreamlike quality. I've said a lot of this before, that he deals a lot with focus and where your eye is led through a composition. But what I'm noticing with this book, and what I really like about it, that is Bastiaan's work really consists of contrasts, not only in aesthetic with high key and low key images, everything's in black and white, a lot of wonderful use of the silhouette, but also contrasts between things like portraits and still life, and even still life versus motion, and how he uses motion blur in his images. Anyway, I think this is just absolutely gorgeous. I will link this up in the show description. Bastiaan is based in Amsterdam, and I want to make it my goal to go see this guy's studio one day. I think he's just one of the more brilliant photographers, and he deserves a lot more recognition than he currently has. So anyway, Bastiaan, the book is awesome. Thank you. This is not a book. This is a bag, but this is a bag that I am very excited about. My friend Brian has been working on this for about 2 years. It's been a massive project, and he's been telling me all about it, and he told me he wanted to send me one of the prototypes, and this is the Commuterpak that he's designed. He's got a Kickstarter for it right now, and I'll link that up in the show description. And so the whole idea was that he wanted to do an everyday carry bag that wasn't like super expensive because you're paying for a premium name, and it also wasn't like cheaply made. And so he's selling these for like $60, and it's got this awesome rip-proof fabric and this tactical design. And this isn't really a camera bag, but this is kind of an everyday carry bag. So basically, this will fit things like you can put an iPad in there, you can put your phone, it'll fit point-and-shoot cameras, and this is something that I would actually carry, especially when I travel. And everything, this is one of my favorite features, is that everything in here has like holes in the pockets. So it's got cable pass-through, so you can basically grab like a USB brick and stick it in there and charge all your devices while you're on the go. So, but for like traveling and being in an airport and just carrying a point and shoot, it's a sling configuration. You kind of just rock it like this, and it's super comfortable, and everything, like you can move it around your back, everything's out of the way, but if you need to get to stuff in a hurry, you just simply open it up and you're good to go. Also, if you're riding a bicycle or something like that and don't want it flying around, I do have, except it's over there, there is an attachment that will attach the front to the back of the strap to keep it from moving around. And check out this awesome magnetic clip. Just magnets into place, and if you want to get back into it, you just pull it up and out, and you're good. So that is the Commuterpak. I will link up to Brian's Kickstarter campaign. Check it out. I'm really looking forward to taking this to Arizona this week. Thank you, Brian. The bag is awesome. Next up is this wonderful little book from Borut Peterlin called A Father's Tale. And I don't know Borut personally, but I know who he is. He has a YouTube channel, and I saw his name when I got the package in the mail, and I got really excited about it. If you haven't seen his channel, I will link it up in the show description, and I'll put some stuff at the end of this video. He's got a pretty awesome channel, and I think it's very underrated. He calls it Top Shit Photography, which I think is very funny, but at the same time, he has a wonderful sense of humor, and it's very much a vlog style that he films with, but he is into historical process stuff, and he does albumin, and he does salt prints, and he stayed with Mark Osterman, and he's kind of goes the distance with the historical stuff. Anyway, he sent me a nice little note in here. It says, "Dear Ted, thank you for the great vlogs you are making on YouTube. We share the same passion for photography and books and vlogs, so I'm sending you my book, and I'm inviting you to see the series of my vlogs on the making of the book." So he's documented the behind the scenes here. Keep up the good work, and let's not forget, top shit happens, Borut. Anyway, Borut, thank you for sending this. Borut is a really interesting photographer, and I think he's got a great style that obviously has a huge influence of Sally Mann involved, and I think not so much in the compositions and the way he photographs, but I think it's the obvious aesthetic. Obviously, shooting his family, it's kind of got a behind-the-scenes feel to it, and it's rendered in historical process. But unlike Sally Mann, I think he goes a much further distance in the types of photography that he does, not just collodion. And it's a wonderful book. There's some really neat images in here, and Borut, you should be very proud of this. I am blown away. It's fantastic, and you guys should go support Borut and check this book out. Pop shit happens, all right. Borut, thanks for the book. It is wonderful. Okay, moving right along. This was in the package that said Zine Time on it. I kind of like that name. Anyway, this is from, and I'm going to mispronounce your name. I'm so sorry. This is from Maciek Szczerba. Hope that's close. Anyway, I got to share this with you guys. This was in the note. This is going to require some assistance. Hold on just a second here. Okay, come on. That is awesome. This is accompanied by a little zine called No Boys and a note that says, "Hi Ted, I would like to be a bit more creative and write something more than thank you for what you're doing for this community, but I'm not. So thanks for what you're doing for this community. I'm sending this zine to all who have somehow contributed to its release, and you're definitely one of them. Thank you for tons of inspiration and see you on YouTube." So check out No Boys, and this is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. So I just want to thank you guys. This is the type of thing that makes me want to end this video because I want to go make something and take photos and create myself. And I hope that these types of videos are inspirational to you guys. I am very fortunate in many ways, but one of the things that I'm very fortunate with is that when I got my P.O. box and I started putting it in the channel, and I kind of didn't know where that would go or how that would be able to sustain across multiple videos or what people would send, or if it would just be weird and people would send me creepy stuff. You guys send me awesome stuff, and I share these videos all the time, and every now and then I will run across somebody who will jokingly tell me, "Well, you must be getting desperate on content if you're checking your mail." I'm like, have you seen what's in my mail? It's pretty awesome. And so I want to thank all of you guys that have sent stuff in. I'll put links to stuff in the show description. Headed to Phoenix this week. I'm super excited about that. And I will see you guys this week. I'm going to be going along and vlogging the whole thing. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really excited about it. So anyway, once again, guys, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, later.